Is it a keyboard, is it a mouse, or is it just the bottom half of a broken laptop? Well, it's a bit of everything really. Hey everyone, this is Zaim Siddiqui from Zeus Reviews, and say hello to the Perixx 710 Plus wireless super mini touchpad keyboard. So let me give you a quick tour of the box itself. At the front here you've got your actual touchpad keyboard itself, and you can see the information here. 2.5 GHz wireless, it's very small, it's got a touchpad, and it uses flat scissor keys, which means it's actually exceptionally quiet when typing, so it's useful for students in a lecture hall. And it's compatible with Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows Vista, and XP. I've tested it with Windows 8, 7, and Vista, so I'm not sure about XP, but presumably it does work. At the side you've got the name, and you've got the same thing on the other side. And right at the top here, it's got the actual size. It is 230mm by 160. So if you open up the box here, you get the user manual, and this is the same user manual for 4 of their models: 509 Plus, a 510 Plus, a 709 Plus, and the 710 Plus. They share the same user manual, and let me put that to the side. You also get 2 AAA alkaline batteries, which are for the keyboard. And I don't know how long they last, but I've been using the keyboard non-stop for about 2 weeks now, and battery life is still solid. I haven't had to replace the batteries once. You also get this very small mini USB receiver for the keyboard, and of course you also get the keyboard itself. And let me just put that to the side. So for the keyboard, you do get a place to store your USB receiver if you're traveling. You just take the back cover off here. The 2 batteries go in here, and the USB receiver fits in there. So let me just put those in and I'll show you what it looks like. So for the batteries in and the USB receiver, and it fits like that. The only problem here I found was that this USB receiver, although it fits, it does move about quite a lot. So if you're traveling and if you move this keyboard, it rattles constantly. And if you remember, I had the Shark wireless mouse I reviewed a few weeks earlier, and that also had about the same size USB, and it had a perfect slot which would just fit in, and it would stay in the mouse, but it would not rattle, it wouldn't get in the way at all. I'm not sure why Perixx didn't put the adapter here, or maybe here, made a slot for it, because this rattles quite a lot and it does get annoying. That said, it sort of serves as a constant reminder that you've actually put the thing in there, so you don't have to worry. But you can see that the rattling can get annoying. Around the back you also get your pairing button and the on and off switch. And of course you also get these 2 clips, like so, if you would like to use the keyboard at an angle. So you just turn it upside down, or top side up really, and that's what it looks like. The inclination is not much, it's a very small incline, you can see that, but it's better than nothing, and it is quite comfortable when typing. So I've hooked it up with my Dell Venue 8 Pro. I have the micro USB adapter, and I've just plugged in the wireless receiver, and it's working fine. I didn't have to install any drivers, and it's just perfect. And I can type on this Perixx 710 Plus. Typing is really fun. The keys are very responsive. You can see, as I showed you before, they have excellent travel, so you get some really responsive feedback when typing. And the keys are, although they're narrower in terms of height, they're wider, so it's still quite easy to type on this. And my spelling is horrendous, but I am fairly certain that typing on this is pretty fun. Well, yeah, see, my typing's not that good. Pretty fun. It's very comfortable, and if you're using this in a lecture hall or in a library, thanks to the scissor keys, it does keep fairly quiet, so you don't disturb people around you. And you also get the touchpad, which you get 2 finger scrolling, so you can type. You can scroll up and down. You can't scroll left to right, and you can't pinch to zoom. so the only gesture you get is 2 fingers up and 2 fingers down to scroll. Touchpad is very responsive, and you can move the mouse and click things. The buttons were fine as well, very clicky. The only problem here is, you can see already, the touchpad is tiny. I mean, it's a tiny little square in a massive keyboard. And these black things, at first I thought they were maybe, you know, specific areas for scrolling, or maybe they were buttons of some sort, but they're just bezels. Thick and annoying and shiny and completely useless because they get in the way all the time. And you could have made the touchpad a lot bigger from here to here, but these plastic bezels just get in the way, and all you get is a tiny little square, which isn't even a square actually, it's a rectangle, so that's even worse. Now the keyboard is actually quite small and very portable. It is insanely light, which at first I found a bit worrying. I thought it felt really cheap and plasticky, but after a while I used it and I realized that the build quality is really solid, so I can just throw this in my bag, it doesn't get damaged. But it is very, very, very light, even though it is a bit thick. It is very light. For that, it doesn't have a dedicated number pad, but you can see here that it does have 789, 546, and 456, right, and 123. So you do get this number pad here, and it's blue, and you would expect that if you press FN and press the numbers, they would type the numbers, but they don't. What you have to do is actually press an unlock key, and your numlock will turn on here. You can see the light, and then you can start typing your numbers using the dedicated keys on the keyboard. And you press numlock again, light turns off, and now you can go back to typing actual letters. Everything else, which is blue, you get home, page down, page up, and at the top you get scroll lock and F11 and F12, because they don't fit on the regular keyboard. All in all, I'm going to give the Perixx 710 Plus wireless super mini touchpad keyboard 4 out of 5 stars. First of all, it's a really long name. I'm not going to take off a star for that or anything, but seriously, name needs to be shorter. I'm going to take off 1 complete star for this touchpad because these bezels are too big, and they're shiny, and they're annoying because they get in the way. And the touchpad itself is just way too small. It could have been nice and big, really roomy, but it's way too small. And at the back, if you put your USB receiver in here, it rattles constantly, which is very annoying if you put it in your bag and you're traveling, because you can always hear it rattling away. Apart from that, build quality is fantastic. It's really light, which is really nice, especially since you're going to be using this as a portable device. You're going to carry it around a lot. It's nice that it's light. Also, typing on this is a joy because the travel on these keys is phenomenal. It's really small. You can see it's got really deep travel, so just typing on this is really nice, and the keys are comfortable and well spaced. Even though they are narrow in terms of height, they are wider, so it's really easy to type using both hands. And yeah, you get a dedicated numpad as well, which is actually really useful. I didn't realize how often I would use these numbers here, even though you get a dedicated number row. It's nice to have a numpad there. And yeah, fantastic build quality, really light, really portable, and it's simple. Plug and play, you don't need to install drivers, you don't even need to look at the user manual, you can just throw it away, and you can start using this immediately. Battery life is great as well. I've been using it for 2 weeks, non-stop, and the battery light hasn't flashed once. I haven't had to replace anything. The only issue is, as I mentioned, this tiny, tiny touchpad, which looks like a square. It's actually a rectangle, which, I don't know, that just annoys me that it's trying to be something it's not. If you're a rectangle, look like a rectangle. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna take off a star for that and the USB receiver thing. So 4 out of 5 stars, really great keyboard, and it's a perfect companion for the Dell Venue 8 Pro, because it's the same size, and some of the menus on the Dell Venue 8 Pro are hard to reach with your fingers. You end up pressing the wrong thing. So you can just use the touchpad here, and it's a perfect companion. So 4 out of 5 stars. This has been James Siddiqui from Zeus Reviews. Thank you for watching.